Drey sworn in as our 17th senator, breaking the supermajority in the Iowa Senate. She ran a wonderful campaign that was focused on listening to Iowans, listening to her constituents, having hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of conversations. And I am positive that's the kind of senator she will be as well. But we're happy to take any questions.
So what does the state mean to you?
I am so honored. There was something very humbling about taking the official oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Iowa at a moment when it feels like that has become increasingly difficult or increasingly controversial. And so that oath is sacred, and I look forward to doing the best that I can to uphold that.
Do you know yet what committees you'll be serving on?
I don't yet. I think
Leader Weiner?
We have not yet dealt with committees.
Okay.
That will come.
And can you talk about what you plan to do before the legislature's back in session? What are the duties of a senator outside of the legislative session?
Yeah, right now I am taking media requests and being as available to constituents as I can. I have had folks reach out already about things like Iowa's high-speed rail and what we can do there, connecting both sides of the state. I've had requests about child support, water quality, public schools, and so I'm taking all of that information under advisement, obviously, as we head to January.
During a time of so much uncertainty in politics, and in Iowa politics especially, a while away from the 2026 legislative session, but what are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to getting to work, quite honestly. I'm perhaps unjustly optimistic about what the session in 2026 holds, but I am really excited to get to work with my Senate Democratic colleagues and do what we can to improve the lives of Iowans.
And aside your Democratic colleagues, your Republican colleagues as well, potentially looking forward to working across the aisle, and if so, what things are you looking to get done with them?
Absolutely. I think most people in the Senate can agree right now we have a public education funding crisis, and supporting our students is the best way that we can give them an economic boost. And so working really hard across the aisle to make sure that we are funding our public schools at a rate that keeps pace with or exceeds inflation.
This officially breaks the Republican supermajority. How do you plan to use that new power, and how will you wield that strategically?
That remains to be seen. We need to sit down as a caucus and discuss what our priorities are. I believe that what it does is gives us the ability to have a role, to talk to our colleagues and be part of the mix, because way too often the last few sessions it was perhaps a Senate of 34. Now we're a Senate of 50, because if they want to get people confirmed, if they want some other things, they will need to work with us. But that's honestly the way it should work. That's the way Iowans want it to work. They want us to work together. They want us to talk together so that we can actually do things that will improve the lives of Iowans, as Senator Drey said.
Leader Weiner, late last session, there was that very unusual eminent domain debate where I don't think I've ever seen that before, a bill that passed that the leadership of the Senate didn't want. Do you anticipate other opportunities for the Senate Democrats to work with maybe a faction within the majority caucus, even if the leadership isn't open to that?
I look forward to finding ways to work with both portions of the caucus and the leadership of the caucus on issues that we've been hearing about from Iowans. Senator Drey mentioned public education. We have economic issues. We have a cancer crisis in the state. We have really dirty water. I was just at a meeting a couple of days ago in Iowa City where Republican senators showed up as well to listen to proposals on how we can start to combat and research cures for childhood cancer. That's the sort of collaboration I want to see. And another issue that I believe we can work together on is working to improve the state of care for older Iowans. Mm-hmm. We've had a whole suite of bills focusing on nursing homes and improving the situation. We've had bills that focus on the cost of housing and improving that situation. Those are issues that are Iowa issues. They're not right or left issues, they're Iowa issues.
And two events last week, both violent, school in Colorado, and obviously the shooting of Charlie Kirk. As a new senator, how are you feeling about that? And also, how are you feeling about both of you, your safety as the year goes on?
Goodness. I think right now we have to turn the temperature down, and talking to my neighbors, I think that we're much closer politically than the climate right now gives us credit for. I'm thinking about the safety of kids in school. I'm thinking about the safety of myself and my Senate colleagues. But I am optimistic that we have an awareness now that this type of rhetoric is dangerous, and I'm also optimistic that we can find some solutions to solve the gun violence crisis that is ongoing in this country.
Political violence is never acceptable under no circumstances. It is never acceptable. The other thing that is not acceptable, though, is making it impossible for people to exercise their First Amendment rights. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Teachers who walk into schools don't check their First Amendment rights at the door any more than students check their First Amendment rights at the door. And while each district may have some policies, and I would refer you to the districts, it's really important that we take this moment, take a beat, take a step back. And to me, it's incumbent on all our leaders, as Senator Drey said, to turn down the temperature and to engage in the sort of dialogue that she did throughout her campaign, talking to neighbors, talking to Iowans. We will talk to anyone. We can have disagreements. That's what political dialogue and democracy is all about, the ability to have those tough conversations and not turn to violence.
One other question. The most recent member of the Iowa House wore a jacket and her grandmother had stones with things on. Did you bring a talisman or something important to you today, and could you tell us about it?
Yeah, what a beautiful question. Thank you. My jewelry was chosen really intentionally. I have a piece that I purchased when I was teaching abroad in Honduras, and that is meaningful. It's a meaningful part of my life. And then I also have a pin that was given to me by some friends from across the country who have supported me and really taught me about the value in feeling sturdy in your beliefs and your values as we head into this very exciting and still fraught moment.